Hello traders, Cory Mitchell here with TradeThatSwing.com. In this video we're going to look at the best performing Canadian stocks over various time frames. We're going to look at 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 3 years. I just updated this article. It gets updated every month near the start of the month. And different exchanges in Canada. Most of these are TO or .B. And so yeah, let's start going through them. We won't go through all of them. We'll just maybe pick a couple from each one. So over the last 3 months, heavy on the metals, as you can see, gold and silver running the show. ASM, the top performer. We're looking at the Canadian exchange, and you can see over the last few months just running up. I do have one indicator along the bottom. It's not so much for analysis, it's more just for, well, I guess it's for analysis, but it shows how much the price is moving per day, and this is percentage. So this is intraday. It doesn't include gaps. ATR includes gaps, and since I'm a day trader, I like to know, well, I swing trade as well, but since I'm often looking at charts for day trading, I like to know how much it moves just between the open and close as a percentage. So you can see the stock pretty volatile, moving about 6.5% on average per day. You can see the average volume there at about 500,000 or so. And yeah, just really nice, strong upward movement recently, which was the next one, DSV, Canadian Discover Silver, and yeah, you can see pretty strong. This is a log chart, makes it look a little bit more flat. If we go to the arithmetic chart, we can see it looks a little more upward and strong. What the logarithmic does is it makes each percentage change the same amount on the chart. So if you go from $1 to $2, it's going to be the same distance on the chart as a move from 100 to 200, even though the move from 100 to 200 is $100 and the move from 1 to 2 is only $1. Percentage wise, that's a 100% move. So if you compared them on the chart, they'd look the same. And I don't know, you can use both. I'll usually, looking at stocks that are moving a lot, I'll use the logarithmic chart. Okay, let's go on to 6 month DSV. We just basically looked at that one. We can look at this other one, ALL. Where would it be? There we go. AII, Almonte. And yeah, pretty flat over here, and then in 2025 has really taken off. Nice jump recently. Let's go over the last year. Same one, and as we just discussed, big jump starting in 2025. CNL, Collective Mining. Same thing, really good start to the end, to the start of 2025 and the end of 2024. Looking like it's got a nice little range going there that it could potentially break out of, consolidating there. I like these types of patterns because, you know, if it starts moving up, you can put a stop loss below here. It doesn't have to be way at the bottom of the range. It gives it that chance if it busts up through here. Yeah, can have a potential big run and relatively small stop loss. Not a trade recommendation, just I like that pattern. I have not analyzed that specific stock or that specific symbol. Let's go on to the last 3 years, VLE and Celestica. This one fallen off a little bit, but again, we're looking at longer time frame, going out about 3 years, 1, 2. So yeah, this would kind of around that 3 year mark, going from way down here, dollar stock, up to into the 7s, 8s, was up to 9, but a little bit flat recently. And CLS, really great performer. Same thing, a little bit of a sell-off recently, but over the last several years done really well. Down here was about a $20 stock back in June, July 2023, up to $200 briefly. Over the last 5 years, NGX. Now, yeah, looking at about 5 years of data. This switched it to a weekly chart. And, you know, it's nice when we look at these numbers. So we see up 5-year return 4,000%. And it's sometimes easy to think, oh, like, yeah, if I just hold a great stock for 5 years, it'll be easy. I can make lots of money. But there's some big declines. You go from 4 all the way down to $1.30 at this point here. So that's like a 70% decline. Those are tough to hold through. I'm not saying you shouldn't or don't. Just to be aware that when we look at these big performers, and it's sometimes we can get it in our heads that it's really easy to make 4,000, 5,000, 6,000% on a stock, but there will often be some big declines in there that will, if you're wanting to hold those for those big gains, you're going to need to have a lot of conviction, a lot of belief in what you're holding, but also keep your risk management at the forefront. Has anything changed in this stock over this time while you were holding this that might have changed the viewpoint, or was it continuing to do well? So just be aware of that. ATH. Yeah, just looking at charts makes it look easy. What I'm saying is have a plan, decide how you want to trade these. There's multiple times to get in and out if that's more your personality, or if your personality is more to hold for these big gains, that's awesome. You'll probably catch a few in your lifetime. Let's look at the last 10 years. Well, the top performer, 20,000% over the last 10 years. Well, Technologies. So that would be, we're in middle of 2025. It's going back to way back here, 2015-ish. And yeah, you can see pretty much a penny stock and moved way up. Recently, not as good. So this is kind of what we were talking about before. It has had a huge run. If you were in very early, you're still pretty happy. But this has given back half of its high back in 2021, and even the high recently, we've fallen off a fair bit. So some of these big performers, yeah, tough to hold through. Let's look at OLA, Orla Mining, and kind of an opposite story. A little bit of a choppy period here, which may have been hard to hold through, where you didn't see really any gains for multiple years, and then boom, you get a big gain all late 2024 into early 2025. So yeah, some different dynamics. Kind of cool to just go through some of these and see how they performed over the long term. So if you want to check out the whole list and the article that gets updated each week, I will throw it below the video. Happy trading, happy investing.